One of the methods in multiplying polynomials is using algebra tiles. So how are we going to use algebra tiles? Let's have first to recall the tiles. The small square represents as our constant 1. The rectangle represents your variable x, and the big square represents as x squared. So afterwards, since we know already the tiles or the corresponding value of it, let's have first to use it using this given example. We have x plus 4, multiply it by x plus 3. The very first thing to do is to always illustrate your problem using algebra tiles. So let's say we have x plus 4. So by illustration, that is x, one rectangle. Since it is positive, then you have to put positive inside the rectangle. And also, 4, there are 4 small squares. So we have 1, positive, 2, 3, 4. So this is the illustration of algebra tiles in our first binomial. Next is we have to illustrate the second binomial, x plus 3. So we have x, that means we have only one rectangle and the sign of it is positive, and there are 3 small squares. 1, 2, 3. So after illustrating your given problem, we will now arrange your algebra tiles in row and column. So let's say x plus 4 is in row and x plus 3 is in column. So we have to arrange it. Row, we have x plus 4 is, we have a rectangle, positive, and there are 4 small squares. 3, 4. Next is your x plus 3, that is in column. So we have 1 rectangle, which is positive, and there are 3 small squares. 1, 2, and 3. So after illustrating, we will now proceed on multiplying your algebra tiles. So that makes rectangle times rectangle, it makes a big square. That is positive. Rectangle times small square makes a positive rectangle. Next, rectangle, small square, we have positive rectangle. There are 1, still positive rectangle, 2, 3, and the last positive rectangle. Next, we will multiply your positive small square into a rectangle. It is still a horizontal rectangle that is positive. Next, small square times small square makes small square, positive. So there are 4 small squares. 3, 4. Next is still square, small square times the rectangle. It is still rectangle, that is in horizontal form. The third is also a rectangle. So we have small square, small square, small square, small square, and a small square. So after multiplying your algebra tiles, we will now combine the product of your algebra tiles. So we will now have to count. How many big squares are there? We have only one big square. We have one big square. That is positive. How many rectangles are there? That is positive. So we have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 positive rectangles. Next is how many small squares? That is positive. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 small squares that is positive. So as we all know, big square represents as x squared. Rectangle represents as your x. And your small square represents as 1. So we have 1x squared is equal to 7x and is equal to 12. So you have to combine it all. That becomes x squared plus 7x plus 12. Therefore, the product of this given problem is x squared plus 7x plus 12. That is using Algebra Tiles.